Hello everyone and now welcome to a game. This game is going to be between Infi and Happy here on Lost Temple. Infi spawning as the blue human player here at that 9 o'clock position. Meanwhile, Happy spawning at the 3 o'clock position, opening things up with a Crypt Lord. Alright, so we may be looking at cross spawns, human versus undead, and both sides may be trying to set up expos. We'll have to take a quick look on the Altar of Darkness. Picks up a Blight. Is the Acolyte going to unsummon the Altar of Darkness? No, he is not. Just simply walking down here as both sides opt to play against the computer, well, for the first 3 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and take down the Forest Troll Berserker, Archmage. I know back in the day, human players tried to use this high ground advantage to have the Forest Troll Berserkers miss that target, but it ended up just taking a little bit too long as the Archmage, or as pulling those units back, and then trying to engage just took a little bit too long, and then had to walk back in order to set up in the expo. Meanwhile, down on the other side of the map, Happy is setting up a ziggurat already. Acolyte is in position. Crypt Lord is sitting at level 2. He did sell that Scroll of Town Portal as the Archmage now wanders into the temple here on Lost Temple. In terms of why it is called Lost Temple, I don't know why. It feels like you just simply walk out of your front door and you're faced with the temple. It doesn't really make sense, but it's also a throwback to the Brood War map. Yes, I know. All right, ghouls now making their way across here. Arcane Tower peasants are in position. Are they going to try and repair here? Militia may need to be called on over, and there it is. There's 3 militia now trying to make their way over. And that one peasant, oh, Happy purposely getting a surround onto that peasant first. All right, so a beautiful use of the surround there, as now that peasant is going to be trying to get in some repairs. Archmage going to be coming back across, needs to drop a water elemental, doesn't have enough mana as of yet. Militia are fighting back, and you can see that damage. Arcane Tower now going to be hitting that Crypt Lord. Crypt Lord does not want to be sticking around in this fight whatsoever, as we're looking at some more damage getting racked up. All right, Crypt Lord, there's a big impale, and because of the impale, the stopped repairs, the Crypt Lord able to take down that Arcane Tower. The Arcane Tower never refocused, and that's a big deal. Because he did not refocus, it ends up getting taken down. Archmage now trying to catch up to that ghoul. Oh, gets caught up behind a footman. I believe the Archmage shouldn't have a problem. That ghoul is as good as dead, but the question is the amount of time it's going to take in order for that ghoul to fall. All right, gonna get a last shot off there. It's gonna get taken down, and now where is he gonna try and go next, as a couple of ghouls and beetles now making their way back off to the north. Speed building a town hall. Footmen are nearby. Meanwhile, Haunted of the Gold Mine already nearly done, as Undead is going to be able to out-expand Human here on Lost Temple. They were on a plane together, and it crash-landed on this. All right. Maybe that's the case. All right, coming back through, Ghoul's going to go ahead and try and clean up here. Archmage does get up to level 3. There's a Staff of Teleportation to break that surround, and now we're looking at a couple more Ghouls getting cleaned up. Skeletal Minions still causing problems, and all Happy is really trying to do is delay this expo and delay the return on investment. Another peasant going to get taken out. More Ghouls trying to retreat away. We're going to look at this Ghoul down to 52 hit points. 2 more shots needed from that Archmage. Will he be able to catch up, or is he going to get stuck behind a peasant again? As there goes that ghoul, but out of sight and and no longer into the chase. Meanwhile, back off to the north here, Skeletal Minion going to get cleaned up. Still a powerful water elemental going up against that ghoul, as the peasants, well, fully saturate that gold mine there and are able to get some return on investment. No tech to tier 2 yet by Happy. That does come as a bit of surprise, but remember, the expo is up and operational. We are at the 6-minute mark of this game. Out of sight, out of mind, or unable to auto chase. All right, Archmage going to be coming across here. That Nerubian Tower is up. That slow debuff cannot be ignored, as the Water Elemental now being forced to pull back here. Meanwhile, the Crypt Lord still can cause quite a bit of problems, impales, things of that nature, as we're looking at a potential engagement. Crippler trying to dance his way through. Ghouls are perhaps going to try and get us around onto the Archmage, and now Archmage gets impaled up, and now the Ghouls are going to be able to get us around. Forcing a Scroll of Town Portal is exactly what the Doctor ordered, as the Staff of Teleportation now for the Crippler. Crippler going to go ahead and Staff of Teleport away. Archmage going to be forced to Scroll of Town Portal away at 40 hit points, as the Cripplord does end up staying alive, and the Ghouls, well, able to get back onto Blight and heal up again. Archmage needs to get some healing going. Tech to tier 2 has been started on both sides. Happy with a little bit of that advantage. Also he did unsummon that Ultra of Darkness, resummoning it now, getting up a second crypt and also getting up a graveyard. Archmage, well, regenerating some hit points, does also have a Clarity Potion. Forest Troll Berserker gonna get cleaned up here. No boots or no defend here. We do see a Ring of Protection. Archmage needs to be very careful. That Ghoul is gonna try to dive onto that Archmage, but you saw, well, that wall just completely surround him, as the Archmage will be ready to go. Footman now making its way back forward. Water Elemental in that frontline position. And now Null Overmauler, Null Brute, and Null Poacher poking down that Water Elemental. Coming back through, Cripplord still doing some clean creeping here, as this east versus west battle still unfolding. Now, based on what we've seen both from both sides of the map here, it looks like both sides want to play a long economic game. Both sides have well, strong economies with an extra base already before, I believe, even the 7-minute mark, and both sides fully saturated. Both sides are now banking up a fair amount of gold. Infi, the one with the more lumber though, so he'll be able to spend that gold and perhaps getting upgrades and just be able to spend more of that gold. At some point, we will be reaching tier 3 and then bursting into low upkeep, I believe. What up? No camera, by the way. Oh. I don't know. Do you guys really want the camera? I guess I can turn back on that camera. I've been looking at the camera and I've totally forgot. Wand of Wind and now picked up onto that Cripplord. Cripplord actually going to be in a little bit of trouble. Is there a Staff of Teleportation? Maybe that he's trying to Staff of Teleportation out down to 8 hit points. He gets cleaned up. All right, so the Crypt Fiend not going to be able to easily escape. We're looking at some other low hit point units. Well, we should also know that Crypt Fiend pretty much takes forever and a day to fall. Forever and a day to fall, as well, this just gives an opportunity for Infi to just easily heal up at that Fountain of Health. All right, let me turn on my webcam temporarily. All right, there we go. All right, hey, you guys get to see me. I'm wearing my old Machinima Realm shirt back in the day when, well, back in the days of partnership. And my daughter's now looking at me through the shutters, checking it out the Machinima Realm shirt. Anyways, Arya, please remember to boil a lot of water. Coming back and then turn it off. All right, Archmage coming back through here. Death Knight and Cripplord going to go ahead and engage here. No Death Coil onto that Cripplord as of yet. That's a little bit of a surprise. There goes a major Impale Potion of Mana, and now Water Elementals need to try and poke back the other way. That Impale lasting quite a bit. Archmage not getting up to level 5. Mountain King is trying to make his way out onto the battlefield, but he's got a little bit of a longer trek than the Death Knight. All right, that small advantage right there being closer to home. Death and that faster tech to tier 2 by Happy means the Death Knight is out onto the battlefield first. Meanwhile, the Archmage has purposely backed himself into a corner where the Crypt Lord and the Death Knight cannot easily get to him. 2 Water Elementals guarding that front door, and that Archmage is just saying, hey, what's up? Mountain King now shows up to the party and says, surprise, I've got some bullets in the chamber, as we see, oh, Death Coil just a little bit late right there as the Archmage picks up the item. Footman perhaps going to try and hang out at that Fountain of Health, and we're going to be looking at a Null Poacher going to get cleaned up here in just a moment. Mountain King making their way over. Null Poacher poking down that Archmage. No real problem, though. Going to heal up at that Fountain of Health and perhaps try and clear out more of these center locations. Level 3, level 1 going up against a level 5, level 1 doesn't even seem like a real problem, as we're looking at the Crypt Lord and Death Knight now going after this Rock Golem Creep camp in the corner of the map. Yeah, Crypt Lord first, I do like it, especially for that go wide strategy, being able to expand and having a lot of units and a lot of presence out on the map early. Archmage already has a staff of Sanctuary. We can see that we are at workshops. We have dual Griffin aviaries, no animal war training as of yet, as Infi is sitting at that very awkward 51/70 supply. All right, he needs to get better lumber, a better lumber harvesting. All right, he already has some upgraded lumber harvesting as the Mountain King now goes after this Rock Golem creep camp. Footman does have defend, or do have defend, so that's going to be incredibly important as the Mountain King now sits at level 2. Are we going to be looking at Bash? Archmage, he's going to try and, well, he's actually going to accidentally steal some of that precious experience as the Mountain King is going to be denied at level 3. Meanwhile, off to the north here, Crypt Lord is going to be getting the level 4. Death Knight already at 2. As some damage racking up. Lich now rounding out the undead heroes. Third and final hero with that Orb of Corruption. 65 supply compared to 63. Both sides going into low upkeep and should be hovering around 77 to 80 in just a moment. Now, all of the major creep camps and in the center portion of the map have been cleared or are being cleared. Paladin sitting at level 1 though, he's going to have a little bit of more time to try and recover here as the Ogre Magi going to get taken down. Paladin gets some experience, but not very much, picking up some of that additional health. Perhaps should be Holy Lighting as we now see a Scroll of Town Portal to try and defend the Expo. 68 supply compared to 70. Here we are. The army of the human army doesn't look that strong right now. Guard towers, this is not going to be enough as the destroyers, one of them does have mana. There goes a Thunderclap. So level 2 Thunderclap first. More Griffins and Flying Machines now making their way over. Can go after those Obsidian statues as the Death Knight somehow escapes away at 26 hit points. Flying Machines going after some of those units. Potion of Invulnerability is going to come to an end. Mountain King not going after the Death Knight. Death Knight able to escape, even though that Potion of Invulnerability, the 7-second variety, came to an end. Infi never re-switched back onto the other target. Death Knight, Crypt Lord on the move here. Obsidian statue going to try and regroup. We can see that there are beetles hanging out in the different corners of the map just to give awareness, just in case Infi tries to set up an expo somewhere off in the corner. 69 versus 64. Both sides no longer sitting on a large bank of gold, just trying to clear out creep camps the best they can. All right. Archmage really shouldn't be in this fight. Paladin still needs to get to level 2. Mountain King still has experience to get. A third of this experience will all just be lost, but Infi wants to keep his units together. Meanwhile, we're going to be looking at destroyers coming around. There's that Devour Magic. The Thunderclap trying to finish off this Forest Troll High Priest. Archmage going to try and retreat back here. And by retreating into this corner, what he's really doing is just trying to buy himself time. However, well, the Crypt Fiends do have web, so that means that the Crypt Fiends are going to be able to web down those targets and force an engagement. All right, Fly Machines going straight after the Destroyers. The Destroyers are getting taken down pretty quickly and webbing, and this is going to be difficult as the Crypt Fiends now need to actually manually target onto the Griffins as they are the higher priority target. All of the Lich has fallen, a bunch of Destroyers lost, and Water Elemental lost there, but I gotta say, Infi was the real victor in that battle as this beetle gonna get cleaned up. Archmage gonna drop a Water Elemental. He should be perhaps backing away unless time is of the essence. Flying Machines do not have the Bombard, not gonna be able to attack the ground just quite yet. But a very, very big battle win for Infi. All right, I originally thought with those Crypt Fiends being able to web down those targets, that would be too much of a problem and a setback. Infi now setting up an expo here on the bottom left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Crypt Lord has picked up Kagar's Pipe of Insight. That is always a definite help to those Obsidian statues who seemingly, once out of mana, well, pretty much have no use other than trying to convert themselves into destroyers. And you don't want to do that when there's a squadron of Flying Machines nearby. 1-0 upgrades on those Knights and on those Flying Machines. No armor upgrades that I see as of yet. as we're still getting some collecting in here. All right, peasants returning 30 lumber per, as the flying machines are nearby and perhaps waiting for a destroyer. No destroyer nearby. And we're now going to be going after this rock golem creep camp instead. Archmage should be backing away, but with the undead nearby here, perhaps just everyone's going to be staying close. Paladin will get to level 3. I guess that is the important point. Oh, is that Helm of Valor going to get lost? Is the Belt of Giant... Oh, Belt of Giant Strength lost there. Lich. What is the Lich doing all the way by itself here? That is the question. But remember, there is still a Belt of Giant Strength right there and a Tome of Strength. 8 strength, 200 hit points available for anyone who wants to try and go pick it up. All right, flying machines. Still sitting on 1-0 upgrades. No additional upgrades that I see anywhere here. Death Knight and Lich looking to clear out this top right-hand side of the map. Crypt Lord will get to level 5, and, well, still maximizing on mana for these obsidian statues. All right. Yeah, Lich was on a mission or just lost control or something. Not quite sure what happened there. Meanwhile, you can see that the beetles have made their way over. Perhaps someone, if you gotta go on a mission, take a Crypt Fiend and walk it over and, well, pick up at least that Belt of Giant Strength. All right, Web bringing down a Crypt Fiend. Well, and we now see Banshees, everyone's favorite unit to hate on right now, as it seemingly counters so much of the human army. They go Griffins, go Banshees. They go Knights, go Banshees. They go anything that auto attacks, go Banshees. And it seemingly counters all of them. All right, continuing to battle it through here, trying to finish off some of those Crypt Fiends. Crypt Fiends are getting taken down. Banshees are running out of mana. We can see the Griffin Riders are cursed, so they are missing their attacks as well. Nowhere near as effective, as the flying machines do not have the Bombard upgrade. That is incredibly important. With no Bombard upgrade, they are not able to attack the ground. No reading aloud, reading bad. All right. Oh, my daughters keep on adjusting the tilt of my camera. All right. Bottom left-hand side of the map, Infi does have this expo up and operational, so it is 3 bases versus 2. And apparently, yes, no reading aloud. I count 9 strength out on the battlefield. Well, 10 strength. All right. Only in professional games for some reason, because they have so many other things to focus on. But really, a Belt of Giant Strength, that's uncalled. That's even for professional players. A Belt of Giant Strength being left behind is a huge deal. Goblin Shredder 2-1 or 2-1 upgrades now for the Griffins, as they're going to try and perhaps get in some Thunderclaps. There's a Swordbolt onto a Banshee plus a Holy Light. That's how you deal with them. And now the Fly Machines do have Bombard. So bombarding onto all of those units into the back, trying to take them down, as the Griffins try to get past all of that anti-magic shell provided by those Banshees. More level up. Death Knight now gets up to level 4. 75 supply compared to 68. Banshees are still coming in with a bunch of, well, cursing, trying to make sure things are not easily taken down, as another Knight finishes off a Crypt Fiend there. Some more Thunderclaps. 65 supply compared to 71. Another Impale, as the Griffins are getting cleaned up out of the sky as well. Flying Machines are getting taken down by Banshees, so it's really a matter of who can finish off who first, as low hit point Crypt Fiends are trying to retreat back. All right, Archmage, are they going to try to drop some Water Elementals? No, not able to do so. Look at that. There's just multiple Crypt Fiends just wandering away. The Goblin Shredder going to get cleaned up. 53 supply compared to 61. Happy is out-microed in that battle. You see, there was just multiple supply of units being able to walk away from that fight. These 2 Crypt Fiends, if they were lost, well, it would have been a much more even trade in that fight there. We're now looking at 5-4-3 compared to 5-4-3. Happy was behind on experience a long time ago. By the way, always wondered why WarCraft 3 are not getting sponsored by any teams, even if it's only one melee players. Why not WarCraft 3? Weird. It's about money, right? It's about being able to draw interest in and viewers to the game. I guarantee you, if there were more viewers if there were more players, if Warcraft 3 Reforged 1.0 or 2.0 were successful relaunches, then there would be more players, and if there's more players, then there would be more interest, more viewers, and then eventual sponsorships. Is Melee bigger in US than Warcraft 3 globally?
A player's forces are under attack.
I don't know. I don't know the viewership numbers. But it is much easier to organize a Melee tournament than it is to organize a Warcraft 3 tournament. Warcraft 3 tournament, you best of threes generally go an hour. When you know, of best of 5 in a Melee, you only need one GameCube, one TV, and you're good, right? This and for and that's including for spectators and commentary. Not the case here. Anyways, coming back around, Impale right there, coming back across, Paladin, Archmage, and Mountain King all impaled. Anti-magic shell living up to its name, being the bane of the existence of this Knight and Griffin strategy, as damage is just not landing and sticking onto any of these units. The Knight's trying to perhaps get into position here, get in some damage. 75 supply compared to 58, but Happy has found the cheat code, not as secret as up, up, down, down, in handling human here. And Infi just has no way to deal with this. 69 supply compared to 54. Cryptlord is now at level 6. There's some more impales. More units going to get cleaned up. It feels like the anti-magic shell is finally running out, but there's still a 15 supply advantage as, well, both sides now have ultimate abilities. Archmage has mass teleport. Cryptlord does have... No, he went for spiked barricades? No, he hasn't gone for his level 6 ability as of yet. All right. Paladin now gets up to level 4. Griffin's going to get cleaned up. We see some possession, some knights out here on the battlefield still. 56 supply compared to 49. Another Crypt Fiend going to get taken down. No, trying to get some more heals again as we see another Impale. Archmage is going to be in trouble. Archmage gets blasted down. Now level 6 Archmage falls. Lich falls at level 4. Not a good trade whatsoever. I don't know why it says that the Lich is still alive right now, as the Crypt Fiends are still trying to back into a corner. Water Elemental is trying to finish things off here. We see some more web. There's that Death Knight. Are we going to see one Crypt Fiend down? Another Crypt Fiend gets taken down. Holy Light. Oh! That Crypt Fiend able to back away right as the Griffin Hammer was about to land. 42 supply compared to 38. And really a game of seconds there. Both sides making last-minute differences as the Archmage is going to walk past these Banshees. And are they going to accidentally engage against each other? No, they're just going to be like, you ignore me and I will ignore you. All right, very, very unorthodox fight, but still remember, Infi is still running on an additional base. So it is currently 2 bases versus 1 with only 2 minutes of mining left on the expansions. Happy is going into his, unsummoning of the Necropolis there. We can see Temple of the Dam, perhaps Acolytes going to make their way off to the north. Still a little bit of mining happening, going after the Null Poachers and these other units. Lich sitting at level 4, could get to level 5, could pick up all of these items off to the north as well. And, well, who knew? Maybe if there was more hit points on that Lich wouldn't have fallen. Death Knight either going to say, wow, look at these beautiful items being left behind. I'm suddenly dealing 8 damage more per attack and have 200 more hit points. Death Knight level 5, 1200 hit points there. Cryptlord at 1125. On the bottom left-hand side of the map, Mountain King looking to clear out the Ogre Warrior. Paladin hoping to get to level 5 as well. Archmage Does have an invul potion as well as the Archmage is pretty much a glass cannon at this point. The leader of the army with a giant bullseye and only 700 hit points. Death Coil, Frost Nova, and an Impale can easily clean that up. All right, Mass Teleport making its way through. A Beetle has been dropped in here as we're looking at this Peasant trying to see what is going on. All right, off to the north here. A Peasant going to easily get cleaned up. Griffin's going straight after those red Drakes. That Granite Golem, well, going to get taken down here. There's still a Beetle down to the south. That will get spotted as the red Drakes are still, well, going to get cleaned up easily. Another big Holy Light. Some Ivory Towers now placed down. Manual of Health, Staff of Sanctuary for the save. And now, do we have a Peasant here? That is the question. No Peasant there. Archmage can easily Staff of Teleportation out. And now the Crypt Lord is just simply going to walk its way in. Oh, this is potentially a bad spot to be in. The Crypt Lord is going to try and just walk its way through. And now the Archmage, because of the sight on the high ground, knows where exactly everyone is. And then Infi just says, you know what? I can walk you into this corner. And then, well, you can spend your time walking out. Where is that human army, though? Human army back across here, 68 supply compared to 50. And now, well, we are looking at one base versus one base. Happy establishing up an expansion here at that 1 o'clock spot. 10 minutes of mining left at this expansion on the bottom left here. The scout towers quickly getting cleaned up by a bug infestation. The carry-on beetles, only the level 1 variety. They were just there for the early game, and now the Crypt Lord has quickly gone over to level 3 Impale. Only one major only one creep camp left now on the map. Knight is going to go ahead and scout that out. I think Happy wins now. Same economy, but undead levels way too much. Yeah, I think undead levels high, in addition to this Kagar's Pipe of Insight and these Banshees. Anti-magic shell being able to stop all of that spell damage. While undead is able to, well, use so much spell damage. That is a big difference just right there. Granite Golem taken out. Ice Shard are gonna get, well, is it gonna get ignored? It looks like it is being ignored. What happens here? Mass Teleport coming back the other way. There's the Ice Revenant. Are we going to perhaps see some Blizzard getting rained down, some Frost Nova, trying to finish off some of those units, but unable to do exactly that? The Ice Revenant, remember, does provide Vampiric Aura as well. What was left behind? It was a Ring of Protection +4. Why did you need to remove anything? There, you had the, well, no, okay. The Paladin had the item slots. All right, Mass Teleport heading back off to the north here. You cannot count out Mass Teleport with Knights. They're seemingly everywhere you want to be, able to take down those Acolytes quickly and easily. All right, Fly Machine here. There's another expansion off to the north, but an engagement. Mountain King going to try to get into that front line spot, getting in some damage. Mountain King, there's a Thunderclap. Doesn't do any damage as we see the Ursa Warrior. All right, there is the Carry-on Swarm being brought through. 67 supply compared to 54. Supply advantage, a very big deal. Level 5 hero getting absolutely nuked down. The Death Knight falls at level 5 in an instant. And now Infi with this Ursa Warrior just able to cause more and more disruption. All right, things slowing down. Knights trying to catch up to all of these targets. Another Holy Light right there. Mountain King with another Thunderclap. Things are just slowing down here as the Ursa Warrior finally taken out. 59 supply compared to 38. Undead currently still mining though, so he still has a chance, but Happy on the receiving end of some bad damage. And now it looks like he's coming to an end here. Mountain King with level 3 level 3 Stormbolt and level 2 Thunderclap, able to chip away at all of that anti-magic shell. Meanwhile, the peasants are just still trying to mine this expansion here on the bottom left. Crypt Lord, Lich, Death Knight, They do not have a Scroll of Town portal. They should be able to get a Scroll of Town portal by the time they reach over here to the bottom left. Are they going to try and engage here? Griffin's going after the Obsidian statues. That is going to be some big damage. And now, once again, are we going to see a Thunderclap to just try and slow things down? All right, more damage getting ripped through again. A Death Knight taking a potion of, has a potion of invulnerability, is forced to use it. And now, what is happening here? The army, 59 supply compared to 30. Happy unable to overcome even with his hero level advantage, 755 compared to 655. And even though the Archmage only had 700 hit points, the Archmage was never exposed in a position where it could get nuked down easily. All right, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.